Hi again. So let's talk about the types of scans and why we use them. There are basically three main types of scans that we use in somatic movement education. One is a walking scan, another is a standing scan, and a third is a lying scan. So you'd be guided through these different types of scans to assess and notice different aspects of how your body is moving or not moving, maybe how your brain's organized you to lie on the mat. Might even be when you're standing, the different weight in your feet, how your balance is, the position of your pelvis, position of your head, or any number of different things. But basically, we would guide you to notice specific things, pay attention to them so that you can come back to them later to see if anything has changed or shifted from where you started. So what is the purpose or value of these scans? And I kind of put these into three categories as well. So the first reason why we use scans mainly is for kind of like an assessment, a self-assessment, and to enhance your learning. So our brains love to learn through contrast and comparison. So if we're not aware of something, or if we can't connect to something, or we don't even acknowledge that something's there, then we can't really change it. So the first part of that is to become aware of what is going on and what is there, so that when we do that before and after a session or a class or even one particular movement exploration, your brain can then compare that picture that you started with to what's happening after, and that helps your brain to learn. So a second reason that I personally love to use Soma Scans is for grounding and relaxation. So even if you're not having a huge movement practice, or you just can't or don't want to move on a particular day, I really love this for connecting to my body, and especially in times when I'm feeling disconnected or more disembodied, right? Those times when we're under a lot of stress to the point where our resources feel like they're not accessible, or our brain becomes really overwhelmed and we start to feel like we're heading into that, disassociative place or disconnected place where we don't feel embodied. So by allowing your brain to focus on very specific sensations and feelings, and directing it accordingly to pay attention to really specific things, it can help you and me to feel more at home in our bodies and to connect with those places that become like hazy or fuzzy, or that feel far away, that we can't totally sense or control, and sometimes even feel numb. So I really like it just as a practice to feel more embodied. And the third way that I like to encourage people to use Soma Scans is for self-regulation. Now, the more we practice this, the more we can become aware of our own reactions, of our own states, mental states, the physical sensations that are coming up, because when we want to practice somatics, or anything else for that matter, we need to do it from a place of safety. Our nervous system needs to feel safe and comfortable so that we can actually do what we're trying to do. So if you're not feeling safe, there are certain things, certain emotions, certain sensations that are going to start to come up. And the more that you can become aware of those and notice the signs of those happening, you can then start to self-regulate your practice. You can back off a little bit. You can do things like open your eyes or stop, or get up and walk around. So it's a really great way to start to practice self-regulation so that you can be in a place where your nervous system can feel calm and safe, and you can start to implement some of the things that you want to do. So I invite you now to go to another video where I'm going to take you through a sample session, or I guess a sample Soma Scan. There's a million different ways to use these and to guide people through these, but this is just one example. So try it out for yourself and see how it feels.